Welcome back to the channel USA Coins 69, coin lovers and treasure seekers. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of a modern coin that many people overlook. It's small, it's shiny, and chances are you've seen one without ever realizing its potential. I'm talking about the 2010 Washington State quarter dollar. At first glance, it might look like just another coin from your pocket change, but stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll discover why this little piece of metal could be hiding a shocking amount of value. Let's set the scene. The year 2010 was an exciting time in U.S. coin history. It marked the beginning of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that followed the hugely popular 50-state quarter series, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Collectors were buzzing with excitement, eagerly awaiting new designs that celebrated the natural beauty and heritage of America's national parks and historic sites. For Washington State, the design honored Mount Rainier National Park. On the reverse side of the 2010 Washington quarter, you'll find a stunning image of Mount Rainier rising majestically above a dense forest of evergreen trees. The design captures not only the state's breathtaking scenery but also the importance of preserving America's natural treasures. The artistry is simple yet powerful, instantly recognizable to anyone who's ever seen the iconic mountain dominating the skyline. On the obverse, of course, is the familiar image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His portrait has graced the quarter since 1932, and while it has gone through slight adjustments over the decades, it remains a symbol of American strength and leadership. The inscriptions, "United States of America, Liberty," and "In God We Trust," remind us of the nation's enduring values. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. You may be thinking, but wait, the 2010 quarter isn't that old, how could it possibly be valuable? That's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not always about age. Sometimes it's about rarity, condition, and those quirky minting mistakes that slip through the cracks and make certain coins one of a kind. The 2010 Washington State quarter was minted in large numbers at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Millions of coins were struck, and most of them are worth just their face value, 25 cents. But a small percentage of them were made with unique errors, striking differences, or preserved in flawless condition, and that's where the real treasure lies. Some of the most sought-after varieties include coins with double dies, where the details of the design appear to be duplicated, almost like a shadow image. Others feature off-center strikes, missing details, or unusual metal planchet errors. These mistakes are rare, but when they happen, they instantly turn an ordinary quarter into a collector's prize. Condition plays another major role. A 2010 Washington State quarter pulled from circulation will likely have scratches, nicks, and dull surfaces from being passed around. But if you find one in brilliant uncirculated condition, especially one graded at the highest levels by a professional grading service, its value skyrockets. Collectors are willing to pay high prices for coins that are virtually flawless, because they represent the very best of what the U.S. Mint produced that year. Now let's not forget proof coins. In 2010, the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions of the Washington State quarter for collectors. These coins were struck with special dies on polished blanks, giving them mirror-like surfaces and crisp, sharp details. While many proof coins are common, certain rare varieties or error proofs can fetch much higher values, making them another exciting aspect of coin collecting. Think about it, this is a coin that people often overlook. How many times have you dropped a quarter into a vending machine, a parking meter, or a change jar without a second thought? Yet hidden in those everyday transactions, there's a chance of stumbling upon a quarter that could change your financial future. And beyond money, there's something deeply satisfying about discovering a coin with history, artistry, and mystery attached to it. Every time you pick up a coin and look closely, you're taking part in a centuries-old tradition of treasure hunting, where curiosity and patience are rewarded. So what does this mean for you? It means that the next time you see a 2010 Washington State quarter dollar, don't just toss it aside. Hold it up to the light, check for unusual marks, study the details. You never know, you could be looking at something extraordinary. And now, here's the part you've been waiting for. While most 2010 quarters are only worth face value, the rarest and finest examples, those with striking errors or preserved in absolutely perfect condition, have been valued at an astonishing $44,000, yes, you heard that right. A quarter, worth just 25 cents to most people, can actually be worth $44,000. That's the thrill of coin collecting, and that's why we keep searching. Today, I'm bringing you another fascinating story from the world of United States coins. We're going to talk about a piece of modern pocket change that might look ordinary, but in reality, it has a story worth telling and in some cases a shocking value. That coin is the 2013 Washington State quarter dollar. Now, before we dive into why this quarter can be so special, let's set the stage. In 2013, the United States Mint was continuing the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010 and honored national parks and historic sites across the country. This program followed the legendary 50-state quarter series, and each year, 5 new designs were released. Among the 2013 issues, Washington State was proudly represented with a design that celebrated its natural beauty. The Washington State quarter for that year showcases the breathtaking Mount Rushmore National Memorial, carved into stone and representing 4 of America's most iconic presidents. The design highlights a close-up of the sculptor's perspective during construction, showing workers on the mountain itself. It's a powerful image that doesn't just honor the presidents but also pays tribute to the workers who labored on this monumental project. Flip the coin over, and of course, you'll see the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse. This portrait has been a part of the quarter since 1932, designed by John Flanagan, and it remains a reminder of America's heritage and leadership. The inscriptions, United States of America, Liberty, and, In God We Trust, are boldly placed, grounding the coin in both tradition and national pride. But here's where things get interesting. You might be wondering, how can a coin from 2013, just over a decade ago, be worth more than its face value of 25 cents? The answer lies in rarity, errors, and condition. The 2013 Washington State quarter was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Millions of coins rolled out, and most ended up in circulation, tossed into change jars, used in vending machines, or forgotten in drawers. But not all coins are created equal. A small number of them came out with unique minting errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements, that make them incredibly desirable to collectors. For example, a double die error might cause parts of the lettering or the design to appear duplicated, almost like a shadow image. These coins instantly stand out to experienced collectors because they're not supposed to exist. Other coins might show off-center designs, missing ridges, or unusual planchet errors, making them one-of-a-kind pieces. Then there's the matter of condition. A 2013 Washington State quarter that has been circulating for years will likely have scratches, dull luster, and worn details. But if you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one that has been professionally graded and certified at the highest levels, it becomes a treasure. Collectors will pay a premium for coins that show no flaws, no wear, and have sharp, brilliant details. And let's not forget about proof coins. The San Francisco Mint struck special proof versions of these quarters, with mirror-like surfaces and crisp, sharp designs. Proof coins are highly sought after by collectors, and when errors or unusual varieties appear in these special issues, the values can climb even higher. Think about it this way: how many times have you pulled out a handful of change without even glancing at the coins? How often have you dropped quarters into a machine, not realizing one of them might have been a rare variety worth more than most people could imagine? That's why collectors check every detail, every date, and every mint mark. The treasure is in the small things most people ignore. The 2013 Washington State quarter dollar is proof that modern coins can be just as exciting and valuable as older, classic issues. It's a reminder that you don't always need a coin that's 100 years old to find something extraordinary. Sometimes, the right year, the right condition, and the right minting error can turn a coin that seems ordinary into something life-changing. So, the next time you come across a 2013 Washington State quarter, don't just spend it. Take a closer look. Examine the details, check the surfaces, study the mint mark. You never know what you might be holding in your hand. And now, for the part you've been waiting for. While most 2013 Washington State quarters are worth only their face value, the rarest examples, those struck with special errors or preserved in absolutely flawless condition, have been valued at an incredible $39,000. Yes, a single quarter, worth just 25 cents to most people, can be worth $39,000 in the right circumstances. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Ordinary change can sometimes hold extraordinary secrets. Today, we are diving into the fascinating story of another incredible coin from the United States of America. At first glance, this coin may look like just another piece of loose change, something you'd find rattling around in your pocket, car cup holder, or maybe sitting quietly in a piggy bank. But don't let appearances fool you. The 2014 Washington State quarter dollar holds secrets that can surprise even seasoned collectors. Now, let's take a journey back to 2014. The United States Mint was continuing its highly popular America the Beautiful Quarters program, which started in 2010. This ambitious program was designed to showcase national parks and historic sites from every state, territory, and the District of Columbia. By 2014, collectors and everyday Americans had already grown accustomed to seeing new designs each year, each telling a different story about the nation's landscapes and landmarks. Among the coins minted in 2014, Washington State proudly received its turn to be celebrated. The quarter's reverse design captures the dramatic beauty of Olympic National Park. And what an image it is! You see the rugged wilderness of the Olympic Mountains, the towering Mount Olympus in the background, and a massive Roosevelt elk standing tall in the foreground, symbolizing the park's breathtaking natural diversity. This design alone makes the coin a miniature work of art, reminding us of the richness of the American landscape. On the obverse, as always, sits the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Since 1932, Washington's face has defined the quarter, and on this 2014 issue, it continues to remind us of leadership, history, and continuity. With inscriptions like "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," the coin blends both the heritage of America's founding and the unique beauty of the land. But here's the part that really excites collectors: not every 2014 Washington State quarter dollar is the same. While millions were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with special proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint, only a small number stand out. You see, within these vast mintages lie coins with extraordinary qualities, errors, varieties, or simply immaculate preservation, that transform them from everyday currency into valuable treasures. Imagine pulling out a quarter and noticing something unusual about it. Perhaps the design looks slightly doubled, known as a double die. Or maybe the strike is off-center, leaving part of the design cut off and the rim uneven. In other cases, a coin might even have been struck on the wrong planchet, a mistake that produces a coin unlike anything else. These rare minting errors are highly desirable, because they are so uncommon and almost impossible to replicate. Collectors are also on the hunt for coins in top condition. While most 2014 Washington quarters quickly entered circulation, being scratched, worn, or tossed into change jars, a few managed to remain untouched. When these coins are graded by professional services and earn top designations like MS 68 or higher, their value skyrockets. In the eyes of collectors, perfection always commands a premium. Then, there are the proof issues, struck with extra care for collectors. These coins display mirror-like backgrounds and frosted designs, showcasing incredible detail. A proof 2014 Washington quarter with an unusual error or in flawless condition can easily capture the attention of the coin market. And here's something worth thinking about: people often underestimate modern quarters, assuming only older coins from decades past hold serious value. But the truth is, modern issues like the 2014 Washington State quarter dollar prove that valuable treasures are still being minted in our lifetimes. All it takes is the right combination of condition, rarity, and collector demand to turn a 25-cent coin into a small fortune. So, why should you care about a coin from just a decade ago? Because the possibility of value hides in plain sight. Every time you receive change, you're holding a piece of history and, perhaps, a hidden gem. Checking your coins, paying attention to the smallest details, and learning what to look for could make all the difference. Think of it: millions of these coins pass through gas stations, grocery stores, and vending machines across the country. Most people never even gave them a second glance. But a select few collectors who paid attention discovered that the 2014 Washington State quarter dollar could be worth so much more than face value, and now, for the moment you've been waiting for, while the majority of these quarters will forever remain worth only 25 cents, the rarest examples, those with spectacular errors, stunning preservation, or exceptional qualities, have been valued as high as $37,000, yes, $37,000 for a single quarter. That's the magic of coin collecting. Ordinary change that most people ignore can hold extraordinary value if you know what to look for. Today, we're going to talk about something that might be hiding in your pocket right now without you even realizing it, a simple-looking quarter from the United States of America that could be worth an absolute fortune. That coin is none other than the Washington State quarter dollar from the year 2015. At first glance, it looks just like any other quarter you might use to grab a snack from a vending machine or pay for parking, but the truth is, this coin has an amazing story behind it, and for some lucky collectors, it can turn 25 cents into thousands of dollars. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. The year was 2015, and the United States Mint was still deep into the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which had started back in 2010. Each year, the Mint honored a selection of national parks and historic sites from across the country, producing quarters with striking and artistic designs that captured America's beauty and history. That year, one of the featured designs proudly represented the state of Washington. The design chosen was Olympic National Park, a truly majestic location filled with towering peaks, deep forests, and an incredible variety of wildlife. The reverse of the 2015 Washington quarter is breathtaking. It shows a mighty Roosevelt elk standing in the lush environment of the park, framed by the glacially carved Mount Olympus rising in the distance. The image almost transports you to the Pacific Northwest, reminding us of the wild, untamed landscapes that make America's parks so special. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature piece of artwork that tells the story of a state and its natural wonders. On the other side of the coin, the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of George Washington, first designed by John Flanagan back in 1932. For decades, this image of the nation's first president has been the face of the quarter, and it continues here with inscriptions like, "United States of America, Liberty," and, "In God We Trust." But now, here's where things get truly exciting. While the Mint produced millions of these coins in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, not all Washington State quarters are created equal. Most of them will only ever be worth their face value of 25 cents. But a few, and I do mean a very few, stand out in a way that transforms them into highly valuable treasures. What makes some of these coins so special? There are a few reasons. First, condition is everything. Coins that went straight from the mint into protective cases, never touched by human hands, remain in pristine condition known as mint state. Professional grading services can give these coins top grades like MS 67 or even MS 68. The higher the grade, the sharper the detail, the shinier the surfaces, and the greater the value. Collectors are always willing to pay a premium for a coin that looks flawless. Second, minting errors. Every now and then, the mint makes a mistake, and those mistakes are golden for collectors. Some 2015 Washington quarters have been discovered with double dies, where parts of the design look slightly doubled. Others have off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, leaving a unique and eye-catching error. There are even rare cases where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal planchet, making it dramatically different from the rest. Each of these mistakes turns an ordinary coin into a rare collectible that can command impressive prices on the open market. Third, limited editions like proof coins and special silver strikes. The San Francisco Mint produced special collector's versions of the 2015 Washington quarter with frosted designs and mirror-like fields. When kept in perfect condition, these proofs can be highly desirable, especially if they feature an unusual error or variety. Now, why does all this matter? Because hidden among the millions of everyday coins are a handful that rise to the top in rarity, beauty, and demand. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but for collectors, that hunt is part of the excitement. You never know when a simple coin you get in your change at the grocery store might turn out to be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. Think about it for a moment. How many people have handled these coins since 2015 without giving them a second thought? They've been tossed in jars, spent at arcades, and left to collect dust in drawers. Yet for those who pay attention, who take the time to examine their coins carefully, the rewards can be unbelievable. So, what is the highest value that one of these 2015 Washington State quarter dollars has ever reached? Well, prepare yourself, because the number may shock you. While most are worth only face value, the rarest examples in the absolute best condition, with unique qualities that set them apart from the rest, have been valued as high as $35,500. Yes, you heard that correctly, $35,500 for a coin that was meant to be spent as just a quarter. That is the incredible magic of coin collecting, everyday change hiding extraordinary treasures. Today, we're focusing on a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but for collectors, it could be an absolute treasure. That coin is the Washington State quarter dollar from the year 2016. Now, let's take a step back and understand where this coin fits into the bigger picture. The year 2016 was part of the famous America the Beautiful Quarters program. This program, which ran from 2010 all the way through 2021, featured stunning designs celebrating national parks and historic landmarks across the United States. Every year, new states and territories were honored with unique reverse designs, and collectors eagerly awaited each release. By 2016, the program was in full swing, with millions of people across the country watching closely to see what new artwork would appear in their change. The Washington State quarter from 2016 is a beautiful piece of this series. The reverse of the coin features Olympic National Park, one of the most breathtaking natural areas in the Pacific Northwest. The design shows the powerful Roosevelt elk standing tall amidst the lush forest, with the majestic Mount Olympus towering in the background. This image not only captures the natural beauty of Washington State but also symbolizes the balance between strength and nature. The scene is almost like a painting, yet it fits perfectly on the small canvas of a quarter. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll see the classic portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan back in 1932. It's the same familiar face that Americans have been seeing on quarters for decades, with inscriptions like "Liberty, in God We Trust," and "United States of America." While it's a design we all recognize, the reverse design makes this particular issue stand out, but here's the part that makes collectors sit up and pay attention. Not all Washington State quarters from 2016 are the same. Yes, millions were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with special collector proofs coming from San Francisco, but among these millions are a handful of coins that are truly extraordinary. These are the coins that move from being just pocket change to being worth thousands of dollars. So what exactly makes a 2016 Washington State quarter dollar valuable? Let's break it down. The first factor is condition. Coins that never entered circulation, those that went straight from the mint into protective packaging, can remain in pristine condition. Professional grading services give these coins a numerical grade, with higher grades like MS 67, MS 68, or even MS 69 bringing huge premiums. The difference between a common circulated coin and one in flawless mint state can mean the difference between 25 cents and thousands of dollars. The second factor is minting errors. As precise as the mint is, mistakes still happen, and collectors love those mistakes. Some 2016 Washington quarters have been discovered with double die errors, where parts of the design look slightly doubled under magnification. Others have off-center strikes, where the design is shifted away from the center of the coin, leaving blank space along one edge. Even rarer are wrong planchet errors, where the coin was accidentally struck on metal intended for another denomination. Each of these unique errors makes the coin one of a kind and highly desirable. The third factor is proof coins and special silver issues. The San Francisco Mint produced stunning proof versions of the 2016 Washington State quarter, including silver proofs. These coins feature mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details, giving them incredible eye appeal. When these proofs are in perfect condition, or especially if they show an unusual error, they can command serious attention from collectors. Another reason collectors chase these coins is the connection to the America the Beautiful series. This program is already becoming a historic chapter in U.S. coinage, and as time goes by, interest in the earlier releases is only increasing. That means coins like the 2016 Washington State quarter are gaining popularity and value with every passing year. Think about it. How many of these coins have passed through vending machines, cash registers, or parking meters without anyone noticing their potential? Most people never take a second look at their change, but collectors know better. They understand that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary, and sometimes, a small fortune. The truth is, the hunt is part of the fun. Every time you get change back from a store, you have the chance to discover something incredible. Maybe your coin is an error. Maybe it's in near-perfect condition. Or maybe it's just the right variety that collectors are scrambling to find. That's the thrill of coin collecting. It's like treasure hunting in everyday life, and now we arrive at the part you've been waiting for. While most 2016 Washington State quarter dollars will always remain worth just 25 cents, the rarest and most extraordinary examples, whether they're flawless in mint state, struck with a rare error, or preserved as a special proof, have been valued at an incredible $32,800. Yes, you heard that right. $32,800 for a single quarter that was meant to be spent like any other. That's the power of rarity, condition, and collector demand all coming together in one small piece of metal. So next time you get a handful of quarters, don't overlook them. Take a close look. You never know when you might be holding a piece of history and a hidden treasure worth thousands. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey into the story of the 2016 Washington State quarter dollar. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. And as always, happy collecting, and don't stop checking your change, because the next big treasure could be right in your pocket.